Hi, welcome back to the third session of the Family Resource Program's Family Violence Prevention Toolkit. My name is Sherry Sinclair. I'm the Executive Director of BC Association of Family Resource Programs, and I am so glad that you are here. I hope that this is helpful, and we would love to hear from you. So for the third session here, I'm hoping that you had an opportunity to review Revolution, the relational violence video, as well that you had an opportunity to look at the Calgary Community Reflective Practice overview and the two-pager from Sexy Sobriety out of Australia, her coaching call. Then in the second half, we will look at a reflective practice method. And this one is called Write Twice, meaning that you write something 2 times. And there's also text for that, and I'm hoping that you can have that close at hand. So we will watch a trailer from the Revolution from session 1. Any person who works with people need to know what their own triggers are, what they react to, so they can learn to respond instead. And we also need to learn how to take care of ourselves. And that is where reflective practice comes into play for us while we're working. So there's a 2-page document here called Coaching Call, Why Self-Care Matters. Rebecca Weller is in Australia, and she has a blog called Sexy Sobriety. Herself, she is a recovering alcoholic, and she's learned a lot about self-care and why she was medicating that way. There's a lot of pieces in here that I think are just so lovely. So she talks about self-care is not selfish. We need to not put ourselves last. Everything flows from our relationship that we have with ourselves. Out of that flows the way we are with others. When we have self-compassion, kindness, and love, it flows to those around us. Same as our personal and our professional lives. When we are compassionate with ourselves, we are feeding our good heart. What do you think about forgiveness in the application toward yourself? Forgiving yourself, making big mistakes, small mistakes. Can you let yourself off the hook? Another area about self-care to think about is decluttering. There's a lot of great books out there, blogs, and that sort of thing. But think about making a calm space for yourself where you are most of your time. So at work, you can have a space that has just the things that you need, and you've cleared off the things that crowd you in. And then at home, you can create little refuge areas for yourself. Something that is comfort and has the right lighting, the right scents that work for you. And you think about what you wear. Dress for where you're going, not for where you've been. I really like that saying. And the way you carry yourself, is this really reflecting who you are now? We all change as we get older for the better. And it's okay to be different than you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Think about being organized and delegate things to others. So this way you create boundaries. And this is a really great part of self-care. It's okay to give away a job even if you're good at it. Have you ever thought about your body? Your mind, body, soul, spirit. Think about your body as the biggest part of us that we have. And it is giving us information. It's giving us data all the time. Usually we're pretty busy, our mind is engaged, and we don't have an opportunity to think about that data. But if you did, the data can then be translated into knowledge. And you say to yourself, when my arm has goosebumps on it, this means my skin is cold. So body wisdom would be, get a sweater. So you think about your body data. It's collecting signals, and it's feeding them up into all parts of your body. So you've got body data, and then you have body knowledge from the data, and body wisdom. What are you going to do now that you have that information? Our bodies are kind. They will tell us what we need. Perhaps you need some vitamin C, or you need some other type of supplement that's really going to work for your body. And as we get older, our hormones change, and it is self-care to take care of that. What about treats? Can you give yourself one each day? Perhaps it's a beautiful cup of tea in the mug that you really like, or it's putting on your pajama pants and you've got some salty snack or something. Maybe it's a walk through a trail. Even if it's 5 minutes, give yourself a treat every single day. There is so much information out there and research about movement. Our bodies are designed to move. And when you move left, right, you've heard about the tapping, mind and body connected. When we're walking left and right, it helps to integrate our thoughts on our right and our left, and then we can process things. Joyful movement. Perhaps you enjoy a boot camp, but perhaps you would like something a little bit more gentle. Whatever it is, it has to be something you enjoy. Put joy with your movement. Think about the people that you surround yourself with. Who do you hang out with? Who do you see often? Do they make you laugh? Do they make you feel good about yourself? It is so easy to fall into the, not trap, but it's so easy to be caught into caring only for others and not for yourself. Do you really seek approval from others? Do they give you that pat on the back and say, good job, you saved me again? Well, in our occupation, we are built with strengths, built on strengths. We want to empower people and give them agency. We want them to try. We want their muscles to get strong. So we help them to be the stars in their own show, and we back up. So that being said, we need to take care of ourselves, and let others figure it out sometimes. Don't neglect yourself. One part of self-care is saying no to things that you really don't want to do, or saying no to places that you don't want to go, or people that you don't want to be with. You may have to practice saying that out loud before you actually say it to that person, or when you're in a team meeting or something, and you can say, it's all right, I just don't want to do that right now. So unless it is a heck yes, then it's okay if it's a heck no. You give yourself self-compassion. Be the driver's seat in your own life. One thought about that, you may have pressure or not from friends or family members regarding food you're cooking for yourself or cooking for other people. It's okay to buy store-bought food. It's okay to get help when you are doing an event. Asking for help is a very good sign. One last thing is, when you're going to events, have you thought about how you're getting home? You may want to have that route figured out because perhaps you don't want to stay as long as everyone else is staying. You want to look after yourself. Find others who are like-minded and like-hearted and spend time with those folks. Self-compassion. It's something to cultivate. And when we walk in self-compassion, we are modeling that for the folks that we work shoulder to shoulder and the people that are coming to our programs. And we are able to give them that gift as well and invite them into self-compassion. So if you have a moment, see if you can find the document called Work in Progress, Reflective Practice, A Way of Learning. This was done in Calgary in 2013. They're describing reflective practice as reflection is a process of reviewing an experience to describe, analyze, evaluate, and inform learnings. On page 2, they say that reflection is a promising practice for community development. Thinking, how can it help your practice? If you move to page 11, it talks about an overview of reflection and reflective practice. And they're talking about it being iterative, meaning you repeat it. So that helps you to reflect on your reflections. It's not something new. It's been around for a long time, as they've cited here in 3.1. It's when you give something serious and careful thought. It's not passive. It's an active thought process. Reflective practice is, in essence, the process of becoming aware and then taking action from this awareness. I like the quote here at the bottom of page 13 from McKinley and Ross. Not paying attention to our behavior is not an option. Our behavior has major impact on those we work with. So reflecting, adapting, and changing is a necessity in our practice. On page 14, in the middle of the page there's a quote. See if this strikes a chord with you. Reflective practice engages with the messiness, the unpredictability, the uncertainty of practice, focusing not on an abstract theory, but on the real experiences of practitioners and the skills they developed as they try to make sense of those experiences. It's really important to think about how things happened and what you could do differently and what you learned from the situation. How did it go as a team? A reflective practitioner is a facilitator whose role it is to help find an optimal course of action or solutions to problems in an uncertain world. There could be a range of solutions and courses of actions which may vary from context to context, time to time, and practitioner to practitioner, and I'll add family to family. And that's Jones and Joss from 1995. This research study found that the characteristics of a reflective practitioner are people that have openness, insight, commitment, confidence, creativity, curiosity. And I find when I'm using reflective practice that courage is very helpful as well. There are a variety of models that you can use, and it is personal. Self-reflection is done in a way, do it in a way that is most useful to you. There's no right or wrong way. It's more about the process than the product. It's encouraging to read here that the community development practitioners who participated in this pilot project, they agreed that reflection can deepen and strengthen their practice. So that tells us that this would be a very good thing to add into our busy days. The BC Association of Family Resource Programs has 6 principles. The 6th one is reflective practice. And reflection needs to be viewed as part of ongoing professional development and as a core competency of community development practice, family support practice as well. At the back of the document, you will find a practice question template that helps you with what, so what, and now what. I wish you self-compassion as you pick up the practice of reflective practice.